Welcome to Greyhawk 76. My name is Ken Newquist. I'm your host. Greyhawk 76 is a short-form podcast dedicated to test driving the D&D 2024 rules. It's set in the free city of Greyhawk in the common year of 576, and it's inspired by the Greyhawk campaign material that's located in the Dungeon Master's Guide. I'll be posting short episodes about what we're learning about D&D 2024 with my Sunday campaign, as well as quick hits about the campaign itself. So, what's Greyhawk? I'm glad you asked, because my favorite campaign setting. It's the second campaign setting for Dungeons and Dragons, released in 1972. The first campaign setting was Dave Arneson's Blackmoor, released in 1971. It's noted for its shades of gray. There's good factions and evil factions, but it says a lot that the Circle of Eight, Mordenkainen's Archmage Club, is all about maintaining balance on Orith, not making sure the good guys win. And unlike the Forgotten Realms, Elminster isn't coming to save your butt. The Circle of Eight isn't coming to save your butt, because the Circle of Eight has their own problems, but actually that's a few years in the future. So, it's traditionally a lower level magic setting than the Forgotten Realms, although we've seen a lot of magic inflation in our own campaign over the years just because of how D&D has grown. There's much less source material than for the Forgotten Realms, which is really what drew us to it in the first place. We wanted to be able to adventure in a place where we could make an impact and not have somebody whip out a source book and go, but actually it says that the grass in this place is like light blue, not green. Like, I don't care. I want to be able to build my own world and expand into new areas of Greyhawk. So, what have we been doing in Greyhawk? Well, my campaign, the Blackrazor Guild, has been adventuring in Greyhawk for 28 years. If you can believe that. I can't believe that. We've had so many campaigns. The original Blackrazor Guild campaign, which is what our gaming group is actually named for, was set in our homegrown city of Obsidian Bay on the Beaumarge, which is a sort of wilderness peninsula in the center of the Flaness, which is the region of Orith that most of the adventuring happens in. Oh, there's so much trivia and jargon. Don't worry. We'll define our terms at some point. There's also the Red Shirts campaign, which was basically following the new recruits to the Blackrazor Guild as they dealt with the return of the Temple of Elemental Evil. We had the Dwarven campaign, which featured the recovery of a Dwarven citadel in the Drakensgrab Mountains, also located on the Beaumarge. We had the Blackrazor Baronies, a next-generation campaign set in the Grand Duchy of Jeff after it was liberated from giants by the Blackrazor Guild. And then we had the Heart of Darkness, set 50 years in the future, introducing all sorts of non-standard PCs to the setting. And my most recent campaign before this one was Elemental Apocalypse, which we asked the question, what would happen if the Temple of Elemental Evil rose and Greyhawk fell? So it's a fun game, inspired by Red Dawn, but that's not the campaign we're talking about. The one we're talking about is Greyhawk 76. So this is basically going to be a lot of fun because we're returning to the free city of Greyhawk for a campaign and gaming group that has spent so much time in the world of Greyhawk. We haven't actually spent a lot of time in the free city itself. The Blackrazors did go there and have an extended stint with a lot of adventures around the Starcarns and some other things, but at the end of the day, because of a murder, execution, resurrection, the usual chaos, they got kicked out of the free city. So now we're back. New characters starting at 3rd level, based out of High Eyrie, which is located on the edge of the Cairn Hills, which itself is located next to the plain of Greyhawk. So we're kind of outside of the big city, kind of setting things up. They're going to be in the big city by 4th level. And we're going to be going along and basically just kicking the rules. Kicking the rules. That sounds like we're going to beat up the rules. No, what we're going to do is test drive the rules. There's enough in D&D 2024 that's different from 5e that we really just want to get a sense for how it plays, how the action economy works out, if there's things that we don't like, there's things we don't want to adopt. Generally speaking, it's compatible with regular 5e, so we're not overly concerned about breaking stuff. We can continue to play our old characters if we wanted to, but really this campaign's about test driving things, figuring out how it works, and then going back to Elemental Apocalypse and upgrading our old characters, as well as, honestly, a number of these other campaigns, which are kind of still out there, but we haven't necessarily touched in a few years. So, subscribe, and get ready to talk Dungeons & Dragons 2024 rules and Greyhawk 76 trivia.